wondered lately, why are we here? Why are we here? Some say it's to be of service to others. Well, then why are the others here? Now we know, I think I've just heard you say it, the law of circulation. What goes around comes around, right? And what is the saying? I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I served and saw that service was joy. So you teach me that every day. You, Unity of Baton Rouge, Unity Church of Christianity of Baton Rouge, each of you, I learn more and more from about service every day. You are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. That's what Eckhart Tolle says about how important you are. You are here, right now, to allow the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. Divine purpose, what is that? Well, I looked it up. Divine is godlike, and purpose is a reason for existing. Divine can also mean very good. So you are here to enable the very good purpose that the universe has for existing to unfold. How does it feel to hear that? I'm not asking how do you think about that? Because if you pull that rational mind into the picture, you may feel, me, one person, the universe? Come on. But how does it feel? It feel good to hear that? I remember first getting to Unity and hearing things like that. Hearing that truth, that you are the image and likeness of God. That there is only one power and one presence. And that power and presence is within you, within each of us, within you. So, what is it? What is our responsibility? Because that may come along with the good feeling. What do I do if I am here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold? Our wayshower said, do not toil or spin. Do not worry about the morrow. But love. Love the Lord your God, the indwelling kingdom. Love your neighbor and love yourself. Why? Why? Because you are the image and likeness. You are godly. You are good. Another word for God. So there was a guy back a ways in Genesis. We've been talking about Genesis for the last few weeks, and you remember in the beginning in Genesis, God ideated form from the formless into the expressions, the billions and billions of expressions of God, life. And then, male and female created he them. Adam and Eve, who chose humanity. We see humanity come into being as they choose to eat of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And out of that, their offspring, Cain and Abel, experience pain, the pain of regret, the pain of lashing out, the pain of being destructive. But God lifts them up again. The whole Hebrew Bible about the fall and the rise of mankind. We fall to this lower consciousness place, and spirit in us lifts us up. So now we get to Noah and the ark. So before any rain comes, Noah hears this voice of God, this intuitive knowing, build an ark. And Noah is obedient to God. You all know the story. And sure enough, the floods come. God, who is weary of the world, who is grievously sorrowful of the state of mankind. You ever relate to that? Relate to being weary of this world, to being sorrowful when you hear of what we, mankind, is capable of? That's where God was. And said, I'm just going to flood the earth. God can do that, right? A global flood. But he has told Noah to bring his wife and his 3 sons and their wives and animals, all the animals, male and female, onto the ark. Always there is a saving grace in God's mind. And so, the ark is built, the floods come, the ark rises, and after 40 days and nights, the rain stops, and Noah sends out a dove, feeling that if the dove doesn't come back, the dove has found ground. The dove comes back. Noah sends the dove out again. 7 days later, and the dove returns, this time with what? Olive branch, yes. That symbol of peace now from that story. So the dove returns with the olive branch, and Noah knows that a tree has emerged. Remember, trees represent the connection between heaven and earth. Just as rainbows represent that connection. And I felt in heaven, Jude, when you were singing that song and playing that music. So rainbows are the connection between heaven and earth, and symbolized God's promise to Noah on the Ark of the Covenant, that God would never again flood the earth. So that's the literal story. What is beyond the literal story? Every person, place, and thing in this Hebrew Bible, as well as the New Testament, represents an aspect of ourselves. So Noah and the flood. The flood can represent thoughts, a flood of thoughts coming in, perhaps when you try and meditate. And all these thoughts of yesterday, today, tomorrow, that you sometimes have to say no to. And when you say no, yeah. And you can say to the spirit welling up within you. No, a denial. As Myrtle Fillmore said, as a child of God, I do not inherit illness. As a child of God, Noah. And the ark represents sanctuary. So that Noah, also known as peace, rest, calm within us, once we say Noah, we get to that resting place. And the ark is the sanctuary, the body temple holds that place of spirit, that image and likeness of God that we are. The flood can also represent a cleansing, a baptism from those negative thoughts. The ark rising above, holding that place of rest, of peace, of calm above the flood. And the flood becomes a baptism, a cleansing of those negative feelings. When we remember who we are, you are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. That's how important you are. Now, as you go out from this sanctuary during this week, you'll probably experience some of that stuff that we need to say no. Not that negative things, experiences do not exist. They do exist. But what we say no to is their power over us. They have no power over us because of our awareness that there is only one power, and our ability to transform the negativity in our lives for good. And have I seen you all do that? Each of you, I have witnessed do that in your individual life. The best example, which you can all relate to, is the flood. The great flood of 2016 in Baton Rouge, where I saw people rising and putting out a hand to help others. Always that service of others, and God, or Mother Nature, creating those opportunities to be of service. One amazing example, one good friend of mine that experienced a terribly violent attack. And what she said is what she got from that was an opening to love. An opening to love more. Because her focus was not on the negative, it was on the positive. One act, one person brought a flood of love into her life from many, many people. How inspiring. Could I do that? I know I'm better for having known this person. I know that I have an opportunity each day to make this world a better place for my being in it because of you, because of the people that I encounter. If you can make another person's life a little better for having known you, what a miracle. And we have that power, sometimes with a smile. That's all it takes. You ever been just walking along and kind of worried, or the weight of the world on your shoulders, and someone passes and smiles at you? Or you see a baby smile. All of a sudden, baby just smiles. Or a leaf falls and slowly comes down off that tree and it gets your attention for a moment. Eckhart Tolle says that God is experienced in the space between thoughts. So a baby smile, a leaf falling off a tree, that will get us into that space between thoughts where we experience God, as well as the Christ in us, beholding the Christ in the other. Course in Miracles says that all of our interactions are either a call for love or love or a call for love. Can we step up to that? If we remember that you are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold, that's how important you are. If you need a witness to that, can I get a witness, you might say this week? Know that we witness that for you. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you every day, every way, and we reach out to be reminded of that. So if you need to be reminded of that, you can always remember to call Silent Unity, 1-800-NOW-PRAY. And if you want my number, I'd be happy to give that to you. 1-800-NOW-PRAY. To get in touch with the truth that you are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. I see you doing it as you go out into the world this week. Peace and blessings.
Okay, we can all stand and turn in our hymn books to number 322. I am free, I am unlimited. All on the daily words.